worst parental regrets, according to Reddit. In the interest of clarity, I'll be pulling from 2 different lists, and the first list I'll be pulling from asks the question, what is one thing that you most regret about having kids? Well, actually, no. I'll read the one about what they regret saying to the kids first. And this one starts at number 20. Not a parent, but I used to work with kids. I used to do P90X, and one of Tony Horton's famous lines was, "Don't say you can't, say you presently struggle with." Okay. I remembered that term, worked at a tutoring center, and when one kid kept repeating can't, I told him to not say he can't, but he presently struggled with oh my god, he's presently struggled with something. Explained to him what it meant and everything. I meant to say that as a motivator, and that when you say that you can't, it's something that cannot be done. Can't grow wings, can't be 500 feet tall, etc. Cue him substituting presently struggling with everything that can't would take the place of. Screaming, but I presently struggle with. At one point he forgot the words, and they became things like pleasantly acquaintance with, and other madness. After that, I just decided to tell the kids to just not say can't. Last time I tried to be inspirational. It's nice to see Clorox bleach flavored strawberry. I mean, shouldn't it be strawberry flavored Clorox bleach? Why is it backwards, man? Did you drink bleach before you wrote that? This guy. Number 19. Slight role reversal here. That's not the role you're looking for. But as I am now a parent, I can put myself in my dad's shoes very well. When I was 15 and my father was 50, he went on a rant one night about how opiates aren't that bad if you control your dosage and have a constant supply, and went on to proclaim that on his 70th birthday, he would begin using heroin because fuck it. This particular moment stuck with me. Now, 20 years later, 4 days ago, he has turned 70. He has received more messages from me in the last 4 days than in the previous 4 years combined. Needle emoji, waits 5 minutes. Dad, are you alive? Do I need to send someone over to check if you OD'd? Trap meme, pill emoji, needle emoji. Honestly, it's the most fun I've had with him in years. Not sure how long it will take me to get bored of it, but boy, I can hear his eyes rolling from 500 miles away. Bim Daddy says, how are you? I'm alright. How are you? How are you there, buddy? Linda, Lexeus, Rhea. Here's hoping you're all having a fantastic evening. Is the music too loud, or am I not loud enough? The plot thickens. As we continue up to number 18. My boys, age 4 and 6 years old, were throwing an unimaginable tantrum at a store over a hat that I would not buy. It was such a bad meltdown that when we finally got to the car, I cried. And then they wouldn't stop crying and screaming. I said, guys, you guys make me miserable. I regret that. They don't make me miserable, but in that moment, I was miserable. But I didn't have to tell my wonderful children that. Oh, God. Oh, you make me feel. I feel so bad about it. Jesus Christ. As we continue up to number 17, I don't remember exactly what I said, but my son was playing basketball at his school and had just made a basket, but accidentally did it on the wrong side of the court. And he was humiliated. I said something smart-assy trying to lighten the mood, and it totally backfired. My son turned away and burst into tears. I felt so low. I apologize, but the damage was done. I regret it. I wonder what she said. I apologize. That's one time more than my parents did for the entirety of my 21 years on this planet. He's lucky to have you. Parents apologizing. Comedy. It looks like Raw is War says, Kyle, just got my gaming PC. Should I get Subnautica? I love the sea and also find it frightening. Why not, ma'am? Why not? One thing you need to understand about Subnautica, if you're going to, swallow that pill, is that you're signing up for survival. If that's not annoying to you, then by all means, But I really feel like an old man when I can honestly admit I'm an action adventure type RPG type douchebag now. And, I have no problems grinding in a game. But the bottom line is, I definitely need a little more some shit happening in my fucking face all of the time. Like the downtime in games, there's nothing wrong with that pacing wise. I just hate the idea that in the middle of what I'm trying to do in Subnautica, in the middle of me trying to be cool and have fun, I have to worry about how much I've had to drink because I'm getting thirsty. I have to worry about what I have in my backpack to eat because I'm getting hungry. In most games, your health basically is something that you can satiate with food. But in Subnautica, your health is something you satiate with first aid kits. Your hunger is shit that you satiate with food. And naturally, your, dehydration meter or whatever is shit you need to drink water for. So suck my balls. That game can lick it. You know what I'm talking about? Number 16. I convinced my 9-year-old that he would get his third eye at 10 years old. Well, how'd that work out? Somebody responds, pediatricians now recommend waiting until at least age 12 before introducing LSD to your child. Get it? Third eye. It opens right on his forehead. I think I accidentally read the lighthearted list first. Because I was supposed to, here's what I'll do. I'll get to number 10 on this list, and then we'll go over to the other one. Because I think the other one's going to be, pretty legit, as far as seriousness is concerned. So let's get up to that. Number 15. I told my son that the dummy fairy came and took all his dummies away because he was too big for them now. The dummy fairy would give them to new babies who need them. He was terrified that the fairy would take all of his stuff and give it away. He also was really angry at babies. Kid isn't even grown and he already hates communism. Okay. Here's my comedy, though. What I expected to hear at the end of this story was something along the lines of, yeah, I gave my kids dummies away. They were all creepy and weird. And he's creepy and weird for liking them. That's what I would, for real. If I had a kid and this kid made it apparent to all of his people in his family, yo, I like dummies. I think they're cool. And I had to deal with this kid's family getting him, my family getting this kid these fucking dummies, but I hate them all out. Yeah, in the middle of the night, I would just get rid of these motherfuckers and tell this little kid, yo, not me, but the dummy fairy. The dummy fairy is getting rid of your shit. So, that's what's up. And if you see a little kid, he probably got your doll, man. He has probably got your doll. Number 14. I forgot how smart my daughter is. When she was 2, she asked me for the code for my phone because it went to sleep when she was playing some app that I had downloaded. Okay. I told her, oh my god, Alicia McNeil in the stream chat says dummies might refer to pacifiers. Nigga, why can't people across the pond refer to things in terms of Americans? Okay, you know what I mean? The internet is American. Okay, so when you fucking come here, you speak fucking American. I'm just not in the mood for all of this horse shit. Come on, all right? Godly. It never even occurred to me. That is so shocking. It never occurred to me that dummies may, be fucking... Oh, God. So I'm very sorry because it didn't click for me. I apologize. Number 14, I forgot how smart my daughter is. When she was 2 years old, she asked me the code for my phone because it locked on her. And I told her it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me that you love me more because it's the ultimate code. Anyway, she remembered it and was able to unlock my phone the next day and send numerous texts and make phone calls without completely knowing what she was doing. No actual harm in any of that, except the phone wasn't on Wi-Fi and she found Netflix. She watched a couple of $100 worth of Paw Patrol that day. That's how y'all know y'all got some bullshit plans. If, you know, your web is just going to keep charging y'all out the ass. And if you have a phone where, you know that you got a plan that's going to charge you up the ass for bullshit like that, if you're passing off your devices to your kids, make damn sure they ain't on that giggledy-wiggledy. You know, I think we live in an age now where, hey, I don't know anything about raising kids. It's got to be very expensive. I'm sure money's tight, lick my asshole. But here's the thing. You got a kid, you need to go ahead and buy that stupid ass kid a designated little $50 bullshit wannabe iPad that only watches YouTube videos. You feel me? Put that shit in a case where you could fling that thing across the room like a Frisbee and not have to worry about it shattering. It's as simple as that. Because you tossing your kid your phone, that's a bad situation waiting to happen, man. It is a death sentence, you know. You might as well tell the phone good night, goodbye when you're passing it to a kid. That's like people have kids and they don't know what a kid is. Your phone? Come on, man. Number 13. Yeah, buddy, you can watch TV before bed every fucking night now. We watch Cars. Autism. I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong with autism. Well, the guy who fucked up Pokemon initially was autistic, so you know, he transformed that in a way that we could all enjoy. I'd like to think that if I were autistic, I could make some things that are so incredible that it would then make other people autistic for the things that I made. Yeah, wow. Pokemon. Number whoa. Let's read the response to this. I saw an interesting talk about this. Here we go. Basically, kids like to watch things over and over again because they haven't fully developed their memory or observation and can skip over entire subplots while watching a movie, or forget them entirely. So while you're watching the red car pave a road for the 10th time, your kid is noticing new details about the movie and also cementing the memory in their mind, just to forget it when they fucking grow up anyway. This is also comforting to the child because they find comfort in being able to predict the world and watching a movie over and over again, and it starts to get predictable, even for a toddler. If only I could get little kids to come watch the Kyle channel, you know what I'm talking about? Woo! Yeah, that'd be a bad idea. Number 12, not a parent, but I witnessed this. I witnessed it at a relative's house, and she had a friend over with a toddler. The kid was screaming and crying nonstop the whole time. Nigga, wait a minute. Sorry, my mic. Okay. We were trying to talk, and this kid would not shut up, so we put him in another room where we could see him but still talk over his wails. 2 days later, he died. What the fuck? Wait a minute. He did. Yo, it sounds like something that I would put into the list, just being Kyle, but I shit you not. It's right there. Woo, boy. What the fuck? Yo, let me start it again. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Wow. Not a parent, but I witnessed this at a relative's house, and she had a friend over with a toddler. The kid was screaming and crying nonstop the whole time he was there. We were trying to talk, and this kid would not shut up, so we put him in another room where we could see him, but still talk over his wails. 2 days later, he died. He was suffering from meningitis, which none of us knew anything about at the time. We thought he had a cold or maybe a flu. By the time his parents took him to the hospital, it was too late. I will forever remember the little boy screaming and crying, and all of us standing around talking, ignoring him. Fuck. Wow, man. Well, that's pretty insane. Hope it doesn't happen to any of you guys. Great Child says, that one punched me in the gut. you know? It one punch you. I'm kidding. I get it. I'm sorry, man. That kind of sucks, you know? It's impossible to tell. It's impossible to tell with kids, you know? Especially when they're at an age where it's like they're used to just being a little shit for attention. It is so scary. It is so scary. Holy bing bong. Forgive me while I have a drink here. As we continue up the list that says, what's one thing you regret saying to your kid? Sure, we can watch Caillou. I fucking hate that show. I fucking hate that bald-headed little piece of shit. He needs to fucking die already with his cancer-ridden ass. That's not funny, but fuck Caillou. Forgive me. I don't know why, but my mouth is extremely dry. I think I want to do a cover of some weird song. I could choose it as usual, and nobody can watch it. Or you guys can choose it, and then hate my rendition of it. I love you guys. Wow. Michael Davis says, why do people hate Caillou? On today's list of reasons why everybody knows that Michael Davis has never watched Caillou, there's only one entry, and it's because he's asking people why everybody hates Caillou. Watch it, and the questions will answer themselves. You know what I'm talking about? Look. The other list that I pulled up is entitled Parents Who Regret Having Kids, Why? Okay, so I'm going to read 10 from this list, but I'm going to start at 11 because number 9 has been deleted. So number 11 on this wrist, on this wrist leads. Let's try that again. Number 11 on this list reads, got 2 kids, both teenagers now. The eldest has anxiety and depression, and sometimes I wonder how my wife and I have managed to stay married through it all. We love both of our kids more than anything, but having one with mental health issues is just exhausting. You start to anticipate the crazy as you're driving home from work. Almost nothing gets her out of her moods, and it weighs heavy on all the relationships in the household. She does therapy and takes medication, and they help some, but it's like she's just hell-bent on seeing the worst possible perspective on everything. So then you imagine the life that this person you love is likely to lead, given this tendency, and it's depressing. It gets hard to maintain hope. Regret is a strong word, but if we could go back to when she was little and happy and just stay there, it would be a lot.
Lesson 3.
Thank you, Lissa. Your donation really came in at an amusing time. You know, I was trying to wind that down on a, pretty somber note. And it was like, but if we could just go back to when she was just... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The timing. Good stuff, Lissa. Love ya. Thank you. So sweet. So perfect. Wow. Oh, my God. You guys really are eating each other up in the stream chat. It's so interesting that you guys love each other's company so much. You know what I imagine, man, it's like a Happy Days episode or like a Cheers episode where it's just constantly you guys walking in and out of the bar or the pub going, hey guys, and they're all like, Chuckster, and then you walk out and then you come back in and they're like, oh, Lexi, oh my God, and then the music plays, Sunday, Monday, happy day. I'm kidding. As we roll up to, this is supposed to be the heavy list, so forgive me as I give it a bit of Ishmael says, well, got home and found out my uncle is in jail. Nigga, what the fuck for? What the fuck for? You know, uncles got a bad rap when it comes to going to jail, nigga, so please tell me that it's not something kid related. Okay, gross. Oh my God. Number 10, throw away for obvious reasons. I don't care about my son. I got my then girlfriend pregnant by accident, and her being her Christian self didn't want to abort it. Our relationship was always off the wall. She always had plans for our future, but I didn't even want to marry her, but I never told her. Boom comes baby. I loved him to death since I first laid eyes on him. I bought him everything I could. Everything was for him. The girlfriend has postpartum depression, tells me that she doesn't love me anymore, and I tell her it's the depression talking, so we try to mend it. A year later, she cheats and leaves me, moves to 7 different states, and takes the baby. I tried to track her down, but in the end it was futile. I was heartbroken from her, and especially my son. 7 years later, she comes back to live in my hometown, and she says she wants to see my son. Sorry. Yeah, I know that didn't make sense, which is why I stopped. She comes back to live in my hometown and says that she wants me to see my son. In the end, it was only because she wanted child support. I had already moved on, made my career in engineering, got married. We had a beautiful baby girl on the way. She takes my son. We finally meet. It was really awkward and I didn't know what to say. He spends every other week with me, and it's like having a stranger in the house. It's been 2 years of this and I don't feel any connection to him. He's a good kid, doesn't pull any tantrums, he's respectful, loves his sister, but I just don't love him. It makes me feel guilty. I don't really regret him per se, but to me, he just feels like an outsider from a life I tried to move on from. A really scary, poignant, and realistic fucking perspective on some shit that, you know, I mean, that's your own seed that you got into that hoe, but that hoe fucking ran off with your little dude. And now she only want him back. She only want to put him in your life to try and get some money out of you. And, you know, that's crazy. Crazy. Rhea says this guy sounds like an asshole, but, you know, I understand the perspective, though, you know? I understand the perspective. And Rhea, I think the way that you got to look at it is like this. You're a woman, and this is terrible to say, but you may not have had somebody straight ghost your ass yet. You know what I mean? This is something that most men go through at least once in their entire, let's call it a career of love. You know what I'm talking about? They, you know, as crazy as it sounds, like as nice guy as it sounds, most guys may find themselves in a position where they did everything right, but the girl just wasn't down with it past a certain point, so she done. You know what I'm talking about? In a situation like this, where they had a kid together, and she just decides, hey, I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go live with these other dudes, you know? If what he's saying about the 7 states is true, then that bitch was globetrotting. You know what I mean? And she didn't allow for the father of this kid to see him. And that's, you know, that. What can you do past a certain point when the law isn't in your favor, when this situation is pretty much out of your hands? That may be your son, but he's going to be growing and living without you. He's not going to know you. You're not going to know him. This is, for all intents and purposes, by definition, a stranger to you, and you a stranger to him. And I agree that he is obligated to step up, you know, even if she comes at him with that bullshit, you know, because it is technically his seed. But like, I appreciate the realness of this dude, because the bottom line is he's not the first person to feel like this. He's not the last person to feel like this. I don't want to get on a side and say whether I feel it's wrong or right. I just appreciate the honesty in him going like, yo, I feel like the opportunity that I would have had for him to grow and for me to be close to him is just gone. And, you know, it's easy from an outside perspective for both of us to go, oh, well, he should just put forth the effort and still try to get close to his kid. But like, you know, at this point, man, she's probably already brainwashed this little motherfucker. You know, you guys will never know what true indoctrination is like unless y'all grew up into that crap. And imagine a world where, you know, where things just straight up ain't the way that you've been taught for years and years and years and years and years of your life, you know. Even if you come to terms with the fact that things are different, it's going to be so easy to just kind of like backslide back into those old thoughts. So forgive the old man Kyle rant, but I mean, I definitely understand. This bitch might as well have stole this kid from the dude. Well, number 9, it was deleted, so number 8 is where we are. It's not that I regret having her, oh boy, but if I could wrap her in cotton wool and bubble wrap, put her in a cupboard for 10 years, with the guarantee that I'll get the same child, then I would without a doubt.
Not ready for a kid.
Okay. That's how I'm trying to interpret it, but it just broke my brain in a while. And because, like, nigga, you wrapping a fucking infant in bubble wrapping. You know what I mean? It was so paralyzing just reading that I was like, what are you trying to say here? But yeah, no, what he was saying is that if he could just put this little kid in a hyperbolic time chamber, like if it was more anime, then I would understand. Okay, if he was if I could freeze my child in time and come back in 10 years, I don't know what all of this shit about wrapping the kid in cotton wool and bubble wrap, my nigga, is. That's what threw my ass for a loop. But what this guy is trying to say is that if he could just put this little kid, if he could freeze the kid in time and then come back after a while, I without a doubt would. Parenthood is not what I expected it to be. I mean, people told me that you have to take and make sacrifices when you become a parent, but because I had never really made any sacrifices before having her, I had no idea what that might entail or feel like. I also thought I wouldn't mind missing out on all the partying and holidays because I would have the ultimate gift, a child, but I have fought that also to be untrue. That doesn't say fought. I do mind missing out on partying and holidays, and therefore I try to cram as much as I can in, and I can still, which makes my quality time with my child few and far between. Yes, I have her 5 nights a week. I feed her, bathe her, teach her, discipline her, put her to bed. But I mean, proper quality time I feel she misses out on because sometimes I have no desire as I'd rather be elsewhere. Holy shit. My God, this is some savage shit. But the bottom line is not everybody is ready to be a fucking parent. And instead of acting correct so that shit don't happen, they just living out here willy-nilly, flinging their legs all over the place, talking about, oh, get it on in there, that baby better. I feel constantly guilty because I'm not putting my all into being the best mommy that I could be, how I imagined myself to be, and I feel that she is missing out. Before I had her, I always wanted 3 children. Now, 1 is enough for me. I don't want any more. Like I said, I wouldn't use the word regret, but if I could have taken a glimpse into the parenthood really is like before I fell pregnant, I would have been a lot more careful. People can tell you, but nothing can really prepare you for what it is really like. It is a 24/7, hands down, the toughest, most exhausting job ever. What the fuck kind of basic Logan Paul top 10 Watch Mojo list watching consumer grade faggot are you, where you think raising a kid is like easy? Even in a 2-parent home, my nigga, you guys are both constantly going to be living on edge. Do you know what I mean? This kid represents the end of your life in a way. This kid represents the portion that comes after the crescendo of your existence, my nigga, because you guys now live as gray hair inspiring representations of the constant struggle to keep this kid from killing himself. That's what these kids do. That's what any baby does because they don't know any better. A child in itself is not a miracle. Fucking parenting a child that doesn't die in its earliest stages, you know what I mean? That's some difficult shit. Babies are actively trying to kill themselves. Anything could fucking go wrong. They could suddenly die. You know what I mean? They could suddenly stop breathing. You know, they could hit their head wrong one time. It is nuts. It is a 24-hour job for real. So trying to juggle the balls of providing for this kid and being there for this kid and giving them the right support while they're developing at such an early stage, it is crazy. It is one of the most profound things that any person or group of people or a couple could come together and fucking do. And the fact that people, I want to say, take it lightly is exactly what's wrong with the world we live in. It's exactly what's wrong with the world that we live in is people think that this is just something that happens. Oh, we just fuck, we have a kid, we grow that kid up and it's all fine. Dude, no 2 kids are alike, and growing that kid is, ooh, You could do everything right and that kid could get fucked up, and not just death, not just, you know, developmentally challenged, not just like one thing goes wrong and maybe he even makes it. Maybe he even makes it to adulthood and he's not fucked up. He wasn't injured. He wasn't, you know, left in the wrong area at the wrong time and picked up bad, you know, he had a bad experience or something like that. But I'm talking like, what's to stop this kid from even growing up the right way and then still turning into a fucking murderer? You know what I'm talking about? Like, do you think every serial killer is the parents' fault or some shit like that? It's just it's a dice roll, baby. It's weird. It is weird. But hey, we don't need to worry about it for a year, I guess. Alyssa says, true, Kyle. My daughter fell off the monkey bars last week and has to wear a cast for 6 weeks. She's always tripping and hurting herself. I mean, here's hoping she makes a speedy recovery. To be honest, that's the best age for some of that shit to happen because they're very malleable and they can snap back like a rubber band. But, you know, ideally, we don't want nobody to get injured when they're young. And the bottom line is, we at our current age are susceptible as fuck to trauma if we take a hit to the head from the wrong angle or a hit to the head at all. And when you're a little kid, baby, a little kid sleeping in his crib could like jerk in the middle of the night and hit the side of the crib, and that's it. You know what I'm talking about? It is just a shame. But I'm not trying to be a downer here. I'm just we're just having a laugh at people who thought this shit would be easy. Number 7. Destroyed marriage via forget passionate love make. It becomes a chore when the kids start walking. This is English, huh? Forget passionate love make? It's a chore, is it? Forget passionate love make. The things that you did together you can no longer do together, or very rarely. The things you enjoyed individually cannot be replicated either. Forget unwind time, personal space, etc. Over years, people change, and nothing accelerates change as having another dependent being there. What did you guys expect? You know? What movies have these people been watching where they thought that a kid was going to come in and make this shit easier? The comedy is some people try to save marriages with a kid. Nigga, you have no idea how strong your connection and union to one another needs to be before you throw a baby into a mix. You know what I'm talking about? The way that I look at it, dude, is like, okay, 2 people are in a relationship together. Let's consider it monogamous for the sake of the analogy, right? And you guys have a bridge that you guys are trying to maintain. This bridge is your relationship, you know? And sometimes one of you will put in a lot of the effort to maintain the structural integrity of this bridge so it doesn't fall the fuck apart. And other times the other party will maintain, you know, what they need to so that the bridge stays strong, okay? Ideally, both of you are keeping that bridge strong. But the bottom line is, in most relationships, that's a rickety ass bridge. That's not even a wooden plank. You know what I'm talking about? And when a baby come into the mix, consider a baby weighing like 70 tons. And y'all throwing that baby on the damn bridge hoping that it's just going to work out. You know what I mean? Y'all built this bridge out of matchsticks. And you guys are like, man, I hope this baby comes in and this bridge can just sit on his head. He will help be the foundation. Nah. What?
Amanda's friend. Apparently, I think they both cheated on each other. Then they got married and now they're pregnant because that'll fix everything. Yeah. And she was trying very hard to get pregnant.
Look, people scare me, okay?
Exactly.
People scare me. Exactly. And here's the thing. People don't even, like, because they're so focused on their own lives, they're forgetting that they're, like, potentially ruining the lives of whoever they're bringing into this world, because the attention won't be on them the way that they deserve as an infant coming into the world. And that's pathetic, but it's the way that the world goes. This guy says that's it for the marriage bit. Then there's work/life balance, which goes out the fucking door. The stress at work and the increasing stress of the job market, you don't have the luxury of coming home to dissipate. What happens is that you come home after a nasty, stressful day, and the stress is compounded with home/kid problems. Have that for years. I love my kids. I'd still have them. But there are many sacrifices that people are not prepared for. I've seen marriages destroyed, homes destroyed. I've seen mental breakdowns, drug usage, etc. Well, where do you even go? Where do you even go? Nick Gerson says, get my depression under control. Thank you, Kyle. Well, I'm here for you, and I hope that you can sort out whatever you have going on in a permanent way as opposed to like a temporary one. Chuckster says, beautiful bridge analogy. Thank you, even though I thought it was kind of flimsy. not unlike the bridge in the analogy. But I don't know, man. I guess the way to think of it is like, okay, with the bridge analogy, if two people are working to maintain the bridge, oh my God, is that Scanner? Steamed hams.
Save a marriage and don't get married.
Pimp Daddy Fat Man says, save a marriage and don't get married. Well done. That's how I'm feeling about the whole marriage thing. Unless you marrying somebody to get them they papers. Wink, wink. You know what I'm talking about? I'm here, ladies. I'm kidding. Okay. Number 6. I love my boys more than I ever thought that I could. However, it's Saturday night and I'm covered in baby vomit and the baby refusing to sleep anywhere else but on me. He will wake about 3 times between now and when the toddler wakes at 6 a.m. I'm carrying 20 kilograms more than I'm comfortable with and have no clothes that fit. I feel guilt for so many choices I make. There are times I regret having my second baby because it's so hard to juggle the needs of 2 and still find time for my needs. Fuck your needs. That's the thing. People tell me it will get easier, but for now, I'm hating it. It'll get easier when they get old enough to not need to be watched every fucking 3 seconds. You know what I mean? But what a nightmare. There it is. There go Vanessa with the jello. I love that emoji. It's so cute. Pimp Daddy says, you mean me, Kyle. Oh no, you mean me. Why did I actually read that as you mean me? Why you mean me?
Why are you so mean, Kyle?
You mean at me. Wow, why did I read it like that? Mean on me. Number 5 here. I never get a minute to myself. As an introvert, this is the hardest part. I see my friends going on exciting vacations, doing whatever they want to do. I can't because my kids are so expensive that we can't afford to go anywhere. I haven't slept in the past 6 years. I'm stuck in a place I don't want to live in. What the hell do y'all expect, okay? What do y'all expect having these damn kids? That's the real question. Do you guys think that you're gonna... It's one thing if you're rich. You know what I mean, Hannah? It's one thing if you're rich and you're thinking to yourself, when this kid's young enough to not really even remember, we're pawning him off on a nanny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you're not rich, who the fuck y'all think gonna take care of this kid so that you can continue living your sloppy ass life the way that you were living it before? A kid is the incarnation of a fucking responsibility. Look up biggest shittiest responsibility in the world in the dictionary, and this is just like a picture of a fucking newborn, dude. That's what you need to take care of now. And even if you do everything right, like I illustrated before, that kid could still get fucked up, you know? And as terrible as it is to admit, hey, on this very channel, I don't know how long some of you guys have been here, but we've read some threads about people, you know, who had, you know, developmentally challenged or, you know, retarded or mentally ill kids. And they were being honest about how draining it is on them, how, you know, they're scared for the kid's future because it's like, what happens to the parent? What happens to the kid if the parent can't take care of them? You know what I mean? How are they going to live their life when they're older in this way? If they could have gone back in time to stop themselves from having this kid, they would do it 1,000 times. It's just like, fuck me. Death is even easier in some of these crazy cases as far as the parents are concerned. That's the choice that they would make. So when people are having these kids, man, it's like, Nobody can think into the future. Nobody can see what's about to happen. But consider these variables, man. I feel like the scariest part of this story, and this will be the last thing I say, forgive me for being so long-winded. The scariest part of this is if a person is too stupid to understand that having a child is them trading away and making compromises with much of what was going to be their personal time to raise this kid. They're too stupid to have had a child in the first place, and they're immediately ill-equipped to handle this fucking kid. I like to think nobody's equipped. Nobody's ever safe. Nobody's ever secure enough. Nobody is totally prepared to have a child. Yes, you can have money. Yes, you can have people on deck who are willing to give their time so that it's even more than just two people in the household taking care of these kids. You could have a grandma and you could have uncles and all kind of shit like this that's ready and willing to be there to step up and give their time and put their effort into watching and being there for contributing towards the well-being and the fucking, financial needs of this child that's coming in. And y'all niggas still ain't gonna be ready. You know what I'm talking about? It's as simple as that. So, wow. Why even have them? I mean, if it's not an accident, what are you guys thinking? Wait a minute. You mean I gotta take care of this baby?
I asked my mom why she had so many of us. And she's like, well, I could have stopped before you. But, I kind of wanted a bunch of you.
I like that. I like the idea of moms that have a lot of girls only having more trying to get that boy.
Or the opposite, yeah.
Yeah. Where they just keep having one gender and they're like, nah, man, I gotta get that other one.
That's not what happened with my mom. She just had a bunch of kids.
How do you think some of those parents feel nowadays, right? Not that there's anything wrong with, people wanting to live their life the other way.
My sister has 3 boys.
No, but I mean, like, what I'm saying is, imagine a parent has 3 girls and they want that boy, so they're willing to keep going. They're willing to roll that dice again. And then the 4th, they finally have a boy, but then the boy's gay, or the boy wants to live their life as a woman or something like that.
Oh, see, I knew a family of girls. Well, they finally had a boy, the 6th child.
6th?
6th child. They had 5 girls, then they had a boy.
Where did the money come from?
They're rich as fuck. I don't know where their money comes from, but they're rich as hell because they went to really expensive school.
Like the way that I'm not even thinking like, where the money coming from, like, like they're not super, like they're not equipped to take care of the kid, but like, you ever look at a house and think to yourself, come on now, that house is too big. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do with 5 bedrooms? What are you going to do with 6 bedrooms? You know what I mean? Yeah. You got 2 stories, you got 8 bedrooms, you got, like, I can see a bunch of bathrooms, like, convenience is convenience. But when you got a shitload of rooms and you're just like, all right, come on, man. If everybody, like, when you can divvy up a house in a way where, like, 6 people can have their own individual room, like, come the fuck on. And you think about it like, okay, 1 extra room for a guest room, 1 extra room for a study, 1 extra room for, like, rumpus. What the fuck else? What can you make another room into?
You see, my parents' house has a lot of rooms. Like, a lot of rooms. And I have one that's basically a sewing room. Well, it's not only mine, but my mom keeps her sewing machines. She has a bunch of sewing machines. And I have my sewing machine in there. I have my loom.
Is that where the loom is?
Yes, that's where my loom is.
God, come on. You got a room to put a loom in. That's a problem.
Yeah. It's because, well, it would make sense if, all the kids still lived at home. Because there are 6 of us. They had 6 kids, so that would make sense then. But it doesn't make sense now. In a smaller house.
Forgive me, Sun Moon Goddess is asking me, Kyle, did you hear what happened at Riverside City College? I certainly did not. I'm typing that into Google right now. Suicide reported at RCC parking structure closed part of Monday. Please feel free to elaborate, Goddess. I didn't hear about this. Let me just look into the, look into this article here. It says, Monday marked the first day of classes for the spring semester at RCC. A death at the campus. The death is believed to be a suicide. Yo, what the fuck? if you find yourself in need of support, so it's just a suicide. I mean, like, give me the deets here, you know? Was it a fucking display? Did he make it so that, like, he did it, or, you know, for everybody to see? I think Twitter is what we need to get into. Twitter is what we need to get into. So let me go ahead and type RCC. Rest in peace to the RCC student that passed away. Sometimes bad days can take a huge part of us. You just got to remember that there's bad and there's good. Yin and yang. I'm not a basic hoe. You know what I mean? You know, this is about me now. Send me your DMs, guys. Let me send a message to this chick. Now, that's what I'm talking about. I did it too. All right, so look, there's that. I mean, what else is there really? In light of the tragedy, there's a body hanging from the RCC parking structure. Not sure if it was a mannequin or if it was real. Where the pictures at, my dude? That's what I'm talking about. Somebody just tweeting, yo, there's a body out here, cuz. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Somebody said RCC is wild for keeping the school open. Okay. Look at this chunky girl now. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. She's a boss in a video game. She's gonna get us. No, you can't say stuff like that, Kyle. Come on. Never mind. I'm not mean stuff. All right, look. Let's continue up though. Ooh, what's going on over here now? I don't know. Seemed like she posing too hard seemed like the issue there. That's a lot of makeup, man. Come on, man. Why y'all doing this, man? Wait, what's going on over here? Man, ain't nothing to see here. We'll take that shit back to high school, all right? Come on. My heart goes out to all of this crap. The first day, man, that somebody has made a, you know, a scene out of them hanging themselves. And that sucks. Because Jesus. Oh my God, did Aaron Deers really go with did Logan Paul attend RCC? Come on. Come on, man. Y'all wrong. I thought I was wrong. Number 3 in the downer list, before we get back to the other one that's like all happy-go-lucky. Parents who regret having kids. Why? All you need is a special needs kid to think something along the lines of, I wouldn't want him to die or anything, but if I could go back to before he was conceived, I'd do things differently. What did I just say? In this very list.
I've had that conversation.
In this very list, I just said that. Guys, don't think I'm blowing smoke. You know what I mean? Because the only opinions that I formed based off of experiences. Not 1 or 2 or 10, my nigga. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about, a story I read on the internet. Like, I'm talking about people in that position who have been through this shit, that have talked about it. And it's a fucking chilling thing to hear out of a parent. You definitely understand the stress and anxiety and fear of you being a caretaker to somebody, right? I should say caregiver. Yeah, I should say caregiver. You being the primary way that somebody is being taken care of. You obviously think to yourself, if something happens to me, who's going to be here for this person? But when this person needs this help in a way where they're not going to get better, they're not going to change. Oh, you as a parent, especially, you're thinking, is somebody going to come along and be willing to take care of this person? Where are they going to be situated? How much is that going to cost? You know what I mean? You know, is this life for them, or is it existence? And that's the real struggle that we all struggle with, dude. Are we living, or are we just existing? We just coasting through life. You know what I'm talking about? And hey, I know what it's like to wake up and just feel like you're existing instead of just living, but you got to be able to look forward and think, hey, things will change, even if they get worse before they get better. And this is heartbreaking to see, because You know, we can't time travel. We can't go back and change things. But holy hell. Somebody says, I'd be so terrified to have a special needs child. It's a ball game that we have no stake in and we couldn't fucking imagine or handle. So all we can do is be thankful that not only, oh boy, let the appreciation flow through us right now. So number 2, I wasn't all ready to stop being selfish. I'm only 2 years in, so this is still the intense stage. But parenting so far has just been relentlessly exhausting. I feel like having a kid closed off a lot of possibilities for me. Definitely killed any semblance of spontaneity in my life. What did you fucking think? What did you think? Man, having this baby's gonna open a whole lot of doors for me. You know what I mean? This isn't like a political move. You're not like some white person that everybody thinks hates blacks, finding like you a darkie and then having, you know, a mixed baby to change political favor or something, my dude. What the fuck, though, you thought this baby was gonna open for you? There go that door open. Like, no. Let all doors and windows that were previously closed be fucking shut, bolted down, and fucking, you know, boarded over because it's done. You are done. What are you talking about? Jake Owl says, Kyle, I've been lurking for a while now, and I feel bad for consuming your content for free. Expect a spicy donation as soon as I get paid. Man, I instinctively just grabbed my cock, okay? Because he said spicy. Now, I'm kidding. All right, look. Lissa says, night all. Night Kyle. I love you, Lissa. I hope you have a wonderful night. And I hope that your tomorrow is even better. Oh, boy. I appreciate you, Jake. And if that's what you feel inclined to do, by all means. Again, guys, you guys don't owe me anything, man. I'm not any of these asshole YouTubers. I'm really appreciative that you guys are liking the videos now because, again, I'm seeing that growth on a day-to-day basis. And it's kind of freaky and weird, you know? And it means that this is showing up in people's, you know, it's flying into a radar that it otherwise wouldn't be making it to. And I don't think this is like outrageous or noteworthy. I just know that some people, you know, they want the background. Some people want the distraction. Some people would like to go through some lists with or Reddit threads without having to be the one to sift through them specifically. And other people, you know, they just like to have that background noise and somewhere to be occasionally, blah, 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 blah. So whatever niche I can fill for whoever, that's definitely dope because I know what it's like to be looking for something and having to wait for it. But nah, man, this is always going to be here. Love ya. Until I get a heart attack, which will be any day now. Gimme. I don't get it. Somebody really needs to explain what gimme is from because I'll never forget this one night. One night I was in VR chat and I've kind of forgotten the chant, but it was something like somebody saying, Tony Tiger gay as hell. Tony Tiger gay as hell, right? But the way he was saying it was so catchy. You know what I mean? Before you know it, I was joining this guy and we were all just like, Tony Tiger gay as hell. Tony Tiger gay as hell. We were like jumping around and all kind of shit. It was really funny. I tried my best to capture a clip, but it didn't fucking go through. I wanted to cry inside. But that's the way that things go, I guess. My fucking computer doesn't love me. Why did I go into that anecdote? Just finish the list. Gimme, because then other people were going gimme in one lobby, and everybody kept saying it over and over, and I was like, who the hell is this? Just some idiot saying this, or is just it's like a thing that somebody got from like a YouTube channel or something? I don't know. So if any of you know, let me know. Michael Davis says, or until your lungs ooh, oh my god, that's a really scary thought, man. That's really scary. That's really scary. Guys, number one on this, the scary list, is parents who regret having kids. Why? And this person says, I feel like I have destroyed my marriage. Both of us have changed since our child was born, and I'm afraid the people we've become are not as compatible as the people we used to be. You hear me say this all the time. We never talk to each other. We never do anything together. And the very, very infrequent sex is basically her attempt to maintain her ability to claim she makes an effort in our relationship. Any communication that happens between us is about logistics regarding our child. I understand there is a brief period after birth where everyone needs to adjust, but it has been over 4 years now. I love my child more than anyone else on the earth, save for my wife, but I miss having a companion in life. If I had known it would be like this, I don't think I would have made the same decisions. I don't want to rehash old points, even if people are new and you guys may have not heard those old points, but I've said it dozens of times before. The importance of actually being yourself in a relationship. If you're out just chasing strange, which is to say trying to get your dick in wet, or just trying to get some guy to fill your ass up, and you really don't care about how long it is or whether it's an actual relationship, you just want to fuck buddy, do whatever the fuck you want, because it doesn't really matter. But when you're seeking something, substantial, when you're seeking a real connection with somebody, whether or not that person is going to be platonic or intimate in your life, you owe it to yourself and you owe it to them, in the interest of not wasting both of your times, to be true to who you are. Because the bottom line is, a lot of people are busy pretending in their everyday lives so hard that they're not even aware of how fake that they're fucking being, until a little bit of time passes and they realize that the effort that they have to put into being this person that they're not is too much for them to maintain. So the real version of them starts to seep out. So again, to be very concise, my point is, a lot of people pretend to be somebody that they're not, and they end up hooking somebody who is interested in the person that they're pretending to be. So when they inevitably change into who they really are, naturally the person isn't invested in who they actually are, as opposed to who they were projecting themselves to be. Now, that's only one side of the equation. Imagine a situation in which both people are projecting people that they really aren't, and they both are into who they are both pretending to be. When the real version of both of those people comes out, why the hell would either of them be into each other? What kind of fucking fluke or stroke of luck would make it so that, the real version of you is totally into the real version of the other person, and you were both into the fake versions of yourselves that you were fucking projecting as well? It's nuts. People change as well. And that's not something anybody can anticipate. It's not something it's anybody's fault. It's just important as fuck that you be true to who you are, because, naturally, when it all comes out, people don't need to pretend to be down with that shit. That's crazy. This is crazy. Oh boy. Listen, that was that list. The serious parents who regret having kids. Why? Let's end the list on a silly little happy note, as we go back to the list of parents saying, what is the one thing that you most regret saying to your kid? Number 10 says, I'm not a parent. Nigga, this is... Oh my God. This... Who do you think this list is for? Parents. Oh my God. I'm not a parent, but I can tell you one thing that my mother told me after I had grown into a fully functioning adult. If you weren't my daughter, we wouldn't be friends. Ooh. Well, considering how well you answer questions, I wouldn't be your friend either, bitch. Anyway, I'm kidding. Pimp Daddy Fat Man says, hey Kyle, I have a question. If you, Kyle, were a giant battle mech like Voltron, who in stream would be what body part? Did you just say Fat Man's the wallet? Is that a body part, Hannah?
Hey, it could be.
Smart ass. Aqua says everything Kyle mentioned is what me and my best friend talked about last year, including the whole fuck buddy situation. Oh, Aqua Moon. Oh my God, I love Kyle. I love him. I'm kidding. Aqua doesn't give a fuck. I wonder if Aqua's drawing right now or something. Chris Pyle says, Kyle, did you notice that you hit 20,000 subs?
Yes, he noticed.
Let's see, let's get to the bottom of that. I'm gonna type in. Kyle sucks. Let's see what comes up. Let's see. Why is my team always bad in Overwatch? That's good. That's good. So, can I click my name to go on through? Alright, oh, he's streaming right now. What a sexy man. So it looks like we can click on through to the about. You know, shouldn't there be a representation of how many subs I have? So there it is. There it is. Wow. 04, huh? Wow. You know what I mean? You know what I think? I think it's about that time. Guys, I want to thank you all for helping me in my way, I guess, to 20,000 subs. You did it, guys. Wow. You know, you've made an Owen Wilson out of me this night. Thank you. Congratulations to you. It's all you guys, man. Wow. Wow. You know?
Nothing.
Woo. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna have to do something with you guys soon. We did it, internet. Gonna have to do something with you guys soon. Number 9. Yeah, you can root for whatever you want. My kid is now a Bills fan. I'm sure this would carry more weight if most of us were into sports, but we're not. A lot of people upvoted that though. Interesting. Number 8. More funny than a regret, but one time I told my 4-year-old daughter that I was making mommy a cocktail because it would make her happy. Now, every time my wife gets mad, the girl says, Mommy, you need a cocktail. Somebody says it sounds like it's time to start bartending lessons for that observant girl. Yo, female bartenders, dude. That's a scary life. That's a promiscuous. What happened?
My sister was a beer tub girl. She just wore a bikini top and jeans and gave out beers. Made a lot of tips.
Was she shaped like you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, if she was just making a lot on tips. I like the thing is,
Shitload of tips.
I think like
In college.
I think like bartender girls get thrust into outrageous scenarios because of the type of people that they're just going to meet who are coming for a fucking drink. Just like girls who work giving tattoos and shit. You know what I mean? It's just like a crazy ass.
That I do that too. And I was like, no. I'm not being put out there, no.
Man.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know, man. What are we supposed to do now, guys? Try to go to 30,000? That's not gonna happen. They'll delete this channel before I get there. I'm kidding. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. They could delete me, man. They still kept Logan Paul around, dude. Everybody's like, yo, oh, they demonetized his shit. A, that could be temporary. B, they're still allowing him to make fucking content, dude. What's scary to me is the amount of pull that this little motherfucker has with adolescent and young kids on his channel, right? And he's basically allowed to be this calm stain of a human being in a way that is unapologetically not satire. You know what I mean? A lot of channels can get away with people going, like over 9,000 in the asshole-ish department because fucking it's kind of in the guise of a joke or, like a persona. But is Jake Paul like playing a character? I don't know. I don't watch it, but I don't think he is. I think he's just a dick. And, even if you were trying to be a character, nigga, this is a dead body, And when you got enough people around you that are willing to just go, all right, and go along with this shit, what the fuck? Man. Aqua says, one of my coworkers worked at a gentleman's club and made $100 per hour. Cash up front. Damn. Did she have the ass, Aqua Moon? Did she have the ass? Or people just paying for girls to, that got anything to just flibble it around. Number 7, my mother once, in a fit of anger, called me a retardo mutant pig girl. I think it was to avoid cursing at me. It's been at least 25 years and my sister and I have never let her forget it. Boy, does she regret that. Retardo mutant pig girl. Oh my God. Someone says my mom was a cursor. One time I said some smart ass thing because she was being unfair. I don't remember what it was, but I remember that she called me a son of a bitch. And I looked her in her eye and said, yeah, I really am, aren't I? Oh my God. Aqua says she looked like a shorter version of Shakira. Wait, whoa. My Shakira? The Shakira. C. Okay. Number 6. We gotta get out of here. I don't know what's wrong with my sinuses. My God, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Jesus Christ!
Oh no, it starts with I have stage 4 cancer. Oh my God. Let me,
It's supposed to feel good.
Okay. I have stage 4 cancer. It's terminal, not a question of if it will get me, but when. I was diagnosed almost 4 years ago. My daughter was 2, my son 4. We talked openly about it with the kids, but of course my daughter didn't really understand. My son came to understand really young, but he's like his father, an optimist. When we talked about how I was dying, and I got a number of months at one point, he took it like a champ. He grilled me until he found the crack in my certainty. Once he obtained the possibility that a cure could be invented, he assumed that it would happen, and he had functioned as if it was the expected outcome. His approach to it led me to be a little more cavalier in discussing it. My daughter continued to not understand, until one day she did. Last year, I will never forget that moment. My son and I were delving into why God is not just and kind. I was brushing my daughter's hair in the bathroom while my son piled me with questions, and the topic of my imminent early death came up. The conversation moved on. My son left the room and I finished my daughter's hair. I turned my daughter around and there were tears in her eyes. "Mommy, are you going to die?" she asked. I knew that moment I looked into the pained little face that this was not a passing moment. These tears were not the tears she shed over a lost toy. This was a key memory, held in place by fear and pain. I told her that I was doing well right now. I told her that she could grow up a while longer with me. None of it sunk as deep as the first message. She proclaimed at dinner that she didn't want to grow up because when she grew up I'd be dead. She made me sleep with her that night. She told me she was scared if I slept on my own that I would die. Then for weeks she pulled away from me. She went from wanting only me to sing songs, read stories, or help her, to being upset if I was in the same room. It took us a while after that to pull out of that. It took me promising something I couldn't keep, that I would only die with her permission. I've spent so much time regretting that. My condition had become such normalized talk for her brother that we could just as easily be discussing the color of my hair. I assumed the same for her, and I misjudged. Perhaps the first lasting wound of her little life, and it was delivered by me. I think the perspective of this story is what's horrifying, is that she has the cancer, she knows she's dying, and it's like, oh boy. Sorry guys, like I was just drinking and then I licked my lips and they tasted horrible. And I'm wondering if it's because of some of the nasal spray that I sprayed up my nose. Spray it up my nose today. Number 5. Was it, buddy? Stop talking like that. No, what is it, buddy? Stop talking like that. I can't understand you. I said stop talking like that. He'd walked into the living room from his bedroom after having his first seizure.
Jesus Christ.
He was mumbling incoherently. I didn't realize something was wrong until I noticed one side of his face was drooping and he was drooling. I'll never forgive myself. We want answers. Did he get better? You should forgive yourself is what everybody's saying, but holy hell. Number 4, when I was in the process of getting a divorce, my wife was screaming at me like always. I was trying to sleep on the couch. My stepdaughter said, "For your first marriage, you are doing a great job of fucking it up, Diego." I said, "With more practice, I'll be as good at it as your family." Everyone in her family had been divorced multiple times. Ooh. She baited me and I took it and said something that I shouldn't. Man, whatever. Number 3. My kid was being bullied and she was miserable. So I said, "Don't be sad. You aren't at fault. Take the problem out at its source." My darling cut her arm and told the teacher that her bully hurt her. She got the girl suspended. To be honest, I'm pretty impressed. That's what he said. That's what he said. Number 2, when my son was little, around 3 years old, he was an absolute terror. One time I pointed down a road that we never go down and said, "That's the road the bad kids go." When he would misbehave in any way, I would say, "Do we need to go down the road where the bad kids are?" And he would instantly get in line, until one time when he didn't. Then I had to follow through with my threat and drive down the bad kids road, and there was nothing there. He must have been 5 or 6 at the time, but even then the symbolism was not lost on him. Go down the bad kids road and literally nothing happens. Shit. Oh man, he was like, "Alright man," and that's how Butter Slice was born. "Exactly. Now take this fucking car back to the house. I got some fucking Mickey Mouse cartoons to watch. MICKEY. Fuck you, mom, you're gay." Okay, number 1, be yourself, you little fucking weirdo. Oh yeah, but that's what they regret saying, is be yourself to their kid. Ha 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 ha. He's gonna be lonely and sad. That's who he is on the inside. Guys, you know I love you. I want to thank you for being here. You guys are incredible. I can't believe we've made it to 20,000. What an interesting little journey. What a sexy little ride. If you guys are getting the notifications, then, you know, I'm glad. And if you aren't, just make sure that you click that corny ass bell. I want to thank my subscribers for being here. You guys are so sexy. I want to thank you for liking the video, and I want to thank everybody who's watching this video after it goes up for liking it as well, because you guys are working magic. I want to thank my sponsors, and I want to thank my patrons. Oh my god. You know you guys are on fire. You know what I mean? You ever play a game called NBA Jam, and when you're on fire, you know the guy's like, "This guy's on fire, boom shakalaka." That's old school. How old school is that? It's pretty old school. Jesus Christ. I'm an old man. I remember when Pokemon Red came out, you see? we could get the red version, and then they could get the blue version, and then we trade, because some of the ones that were in mine, they weren't in the other one, you see? And then some of the Pokemon would only evolve if you traded it, because Pokemon is a social game, and maybe trading is part of the phrase a trading card game. So when fucking Niantic decides, hey, I'm gonna make a Pokemon game, and they don't put trading in the game for almost 2 years after its pussy ass release, it demonstrates a fundamental fucking confusion as it pertains to what the fucking point of Pokemon is. And it's so great, you know what I mean, that I'm supposed to swallow that shit. What could have been the coolest and like most life-altering experience in the fucking world, they gave to some asshole of a company so they could destroy what fucking mattered to me. My Pokemans, let me show you them. But instead I can't show you shit because nothing matters, my dude. My dude. I want to thank Fat Man for his donation tonight. And I want to thank Lissa, who also went to bed. And I just want you guys to know I'm here. There's a Discord link in the description for anybody who may feel like just talking to people from the stream chat when I'm not streaming. I'm in there occasionally. There's like not safe for work pages, there's fan art pages. Give it up for Aqua Moon, who likes to get topless and then do fan art for me. I really can't get enough of her. She's so sweet and cute, and what she made me is really cute. Did you see it? Yeah, it's really cute.
It's adorable.
Well, guys, I love you to death. And you know where to find me. Why is The Simpsons trending?
Who knows?
Homer Simpson disappearing in Obama's Smithsonian portrait. Ryan Reynolds' birthday gift to Josh Brolin. Oh, from the Goonies. That's so cute. That's so cute. It's crazy that Josh Brolin is Thanos and he's also in Deadpool as Cable. I really can't wait to see what references happen. I'm so excited about Infinity War, man. Is Logan gonna be in there? I would kill him, even though he said, that was the last fucking X-Men movie he's doing, that he just showed up for a brief cameo and would be like, you get the fuck out of here, bub. And then as they're walking out of the bar, like I told you before, somebody knocks over a glass off the counter or some shit like that, and then some guy stretches his hand to grab the glass, and he's like, I'm Mr. Fantastic, don't make a mess in this bar. Why does he care about making a mess in the bar? It's not good for the environment. I'm kidding. Why does he care about the environment? Oh my god. Now Michael Fassbender to star in Kung Fury feature film. What do you mean? They're making a Kung Fury movie?
You mean another one? Didn't they have Kung Fury? Already?
Why are they doing that? I feel like Kung Fury worked for the length that it was. It was the perfect length. But why? I don't think that you can make an intentionally campy shit B movie that's that length. The appeal of B movies is that everybody thinks that they're doing something like noteworthy, that it's gonna be good, that it's gonna be the next big thing. But you're mistaken, because you people are all crazy and the actors are so bad that it's like, goddamn, I can't pull my eyes away. You people are bad. But when you're, hey guys, guys in the Discord, I want you guys to do me a favor and keep your ears to the ground, so to speak. If something gangster is happening and I should be, covering it or getting involved in it, please let me know early, especially any voiceover type shit, because I never know. For a while, Stripes was definitely helping me out on Twitter with some of the things where people would be like, oh man, we're looking for a fucking voiceover artist, and then I do whatever auditions. But
they're asking me to tell you. I know you can see it. I know.
No, I mean they can hear you too, so it's just like you're going, they want you to do Quick Lash, and I'm like, nah man, no, don't do that. And they're like, but they're telling me to tell you. And I'm like, they could hear you. And you're like, I know. Whatever. Oh, man.
You did it.
What's the name of what your name is backwards and forwards? A palindrome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name's spelled wrong, so it didn't highlight.
It highlights when your name is spelled?
Yeah, whenever it's spelled correctly, because it's my channel name or whatever.
Oh, when you're watching
yeah,
from
mine.
your thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, on mine? I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, just like yours is Kyle, mine's Hannah.
You telling me what your name is now?
Really? No, I meant channel name.
What am I doing?
Just
Look at this, some assholes making a game called Subnautica is nearly perfect. Survival genre at its best. I'm like, bro, I played that game and I lost my mind. I was like, can somebody get me a topless woman or something? What the fuck is this corny ass game? You're killing me, dudes. You're killing me. So guys, look out. We'll do something, scary and gangster soon. I really do appreciate us making the 20K happen. And here's hoping that we continue to grow. Yeah, go to the Discord and tell me what you think I should do. Should I write some other rap? Should I just do a cover that 4 people will love? Where should I go? And then we'll do some stuff. I love you guys. Expect Quiplash soon, and we'll make a dedicated stream to it as, like a thank you for all of you. Other than that, maybe I'll jump back on and play something soon, but what it will be will definitely be a mystery. See you soon. Simon says, why is there a not safe for work room in Discord? I mean, just a place for people to share their stuff, whether it's something that they found that they liked, whether it's themselves or a thing that they drew. Why not? Why not? And I guess the main answer is really just to keep it from cluttering up the general tab so that nobody's just like, look, man, here it is. All right, guys, take it easy. Love you. See you guys soon. Get a hold of me. Bye. Bye.